Welcome back, first timers. We're at the Pensacola International Airport at 5 a.m. because we got something wild for you.
We're headed to Tamarindo, Costa Rica.
We're heading out there for the first time, and this is going to be part one of a multi-part Costa Rica travel series.
We're going to check out the beaches, boats, coffee farms, the food, and the local markets.
So stick with us, but we got to jump on this plane.
Made it to Houston.
Well, we're in Houston, which I think is the main hub for United Airlines. I've been a Card Club member of the United Explorer, and that's what we use pretty much for all our travel. But with that, you get access to the United clubs. They reach capacity for today, so if you have a one-time pass, you're not able to go in. So the passes come from the credit card, not from United. So United limits the amount of people that can go into the club because sometimes they're busy. So anyway, I guess we won't be able to use our passes. We wanted to show you inside, but it looks like that's not happening today. So we're gonna go see if we can find a duty-free shop before we get to Costa Rica.
Let's get out of Houston. We've had enough of you. On to Costa Rica. Made it to Costa Rica. So we haven't shown much of our travels. We made it to Costa Rica. We're at the airport. We had to go through customs, immigration, and of course stop at the duty-free shop.
I like to stop at the duty-free shop. I like to stop at the duty-free shop. I like to stop at the duty-free shop.
And now we're getting our rental car, and we'll check back in with you in just a few minutes.
Now we're taking a shuttle over to the Enterprise headquarters where we're gonna get our rental car. And there are shuttles that'll take you from the airport all the way to Tamarindo, but because we're gonna be traveling a lot and trying to see all the sights, we thought it'd be best to just spend the money, get a car, and that way we can go wherever we want. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan. Are you driving? It's a very short drive, probably less than 5 minutes. Car's really clean, driver's really nice. Everything on this trip has moved really fast. We got to the airport about 5 a.m. in Pensacola. It was an hour and some change over to Houston, and then a 3.5-hour flight over to Costa Rica. We went through immigration. Everything was super fast. Our bags were actually waiting for us. They came to find us at the duty-free shop to see if we left our bags behind.
We got our four-wheel drive rental here at Enterprise. We don't know where we're going. We might be going across a river. We might be going up a mountain. So definitely want to get a four-wheel drive. It's a compact four-wheel drive because we also don't know the parking situations. It's a little bit smaller, but not a bad ride. So it's a really cool drive from the airport to Tamarindo. It's a windy, narrow road, but you go through these little towns, little villages. It's pretty scenic. It actually reminds me a lot of growing up in Northern California with the rolling hills and overgrown brush, but it's super green, really nice. There's a lot of places to stop along the way. We're gonna be coming out this way later in our trip to check out a coffee plantation. It's supposed to be one of the best ones. It's a farm. They have all kinds of stuff. You can pick the coffee. We're really excited about that. But we still need to get to our Airbnb. And I know we mentioned we're staying in Tamarindo. We're actually staying in a small town just south of Tamarindo called Playa Langosta. It's kind of a smaller, more intimate setting. It doesn't have all the wild nightlife, bars, and not as many restaurants, but the Airbnbs and the hotels there are a little bit nicer. It's a little more quiet, a little better if you're looking to just kind of get away and unwind, or if you're there for a honeymoon and just looking for a little alone time. The beaches out there are also supposed to be a lot less packed, and we're looking forward to it. But it's also close enough where you can get to Tamarindo with a short 30-minute walk or with a rental car like we got. So we're gonna keep driving, and we'll see you when we get to the Airbnb.
We arrived at our Airbnb. It's just a little bit off the main road. You have to take a dirt road just slightly to get to the main entrance. Welcome to our home for the week. We have a little couch, a little dining table, looks like a refrigerator, sink, microwave, a little seating area outside, and a small dipping pool in the common area. Got a cute, really updated bathroom. It's got some soap and stuff in the shower. It's also got beach towels, regular towels, some towels to take your makeup off with, and it looks really cute. In the bedroom, you've got a nice big bed, ceiling fan, air conditioning, and an armoire with some shelves and a safe. It doesn't look like there's anywhere for you to hang up your clothes though.
What also is included in this Airbnb is the use of free first come first served bicycles. Most of this town you can get to by bike. You don't necessarily need a car. So if you want to bike around and you don't want to rent one yourself, they have them here for you. And that's not all. They also have surfboards and boogie boards and some chairs and other things you could use at the beach. All included.
This Airbnb has 5 houses that you can choose from to stay in. They all look the same except for there's a bigger one behind a gate. The whole property is really secluded. It has a gate for safety and it's got a nice pool that you can lounge by. They also offer a cleaning service daily from 10 to 3. Which is really nice if you're staying here for more than a couple days. We're all unpacked. We're staying here for a whole week. So we're gonna hit up the grocery store now to get some bare necessities like water, maybe some snacks, or maybe a little breakfast food so we don't have to eat out for every meal. But don't worry, we're gonna check out a bunch of restaurants while we're here too. First, we're going over to Automercado, which is kind of their big fancy supermarket, to get a couple of waters and some snacks for our Airbnb. Next to the grocery store, they also have a bunch of little shops where you can get souvenirs, clothing, electronics, even a pharmacy. It's a full-blown grocery store. The produce looks really good. Looks like they have some fresh juice over here. I think we're probably gonna skip the fresh fruit because we're gonna go to that market right after this.
We made it back to our Airbnb with our box of groceries. And let me tell you, you're gonna get some sticker shock at first. We ended up spending $65 on the groceries. We got a half dozen of eggs, loaf of bread, stick of butter, couple candy bars, and Red Bull and water. But of all the groceries, the most expensive thing was the Red Bull. They were about just over $3 each, and we ended up getting 8 of them. 4 for Terry, 4 for me. Just because we want our energies up. Now, for half a dozen eggs, it was about $1.60, $1.70, and a loaf of bread was about $2.50. So the food wasn't necessarily that expensive. What we really spent a lot of money on were the 2 Mr. Beast chocolate bars. Those came in about $4 each, and then a bunch of Red Bulls. So that's kind of our fault. But we're gonna check out the night market, and for that, it's pretty much just kind of a hangout. They have food, there's cocktails, there's music, there's entertainment. But if you really want a farmer's market, you're gonna have to stay tuned because that's gonna be coming up down the road because it's only on Saturday mornings. So we'll see you at the night market tonight, and eventually we'll get you over to the farmer's market. We're all dressed and ready for the night market, but we decided to use our phone tonight. We're new to Costa Rica, and we did get a couple comments from folks while we were filming. We definitely want to respect the locals here and then just make sure that we're not overstepping any boundaries. So tonight at the night market, we're going to be filming with our phone and not our camera, just so we don't rub anybody the wrong way. We're new in town.
It's our first night. We gotta just blend in.
I apologize in advance if the lighting or the sound isn't great, but we'll do our best to show you the night market without being too obnoxious.
Are we ever not obnoxious?
Oh, always. But we also found out that there is Uber here. So we were going to drive down there, but the parking is really, really bad. There's some construction going on. So we're going to jump in an Uber, and it actually costs less than a Red Bull to get down there. So we'll see you down at the night market.
We're at the night market. We're going to check out the food, the vendors, maybe some beer and cocktails. Grabbed a couple drinks from the bar. Now we're gonna go check out the rest of the market and maybe grab some pizza because this guy told me it's really good.
Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to Tamarindo, welcome to the Moonlight Market.
So we talked to the manager of this place, and he is so nice. His name's Francesco, and he's from Italy. He's been here for 10 years, but he manages this whole market, and then also the bakery right over here. They do croissants, they do pizza. They do all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna go see what they got to offer. This is gonna be the first thing we've eaten since we left Florida.
I didn't anticipate our first meal in Costa Rica to be Italian, but hey, he sold it really well. So
Terry's got a sourdough bread, pepperoni pizza, and then I got a huge sandwich. I don't even know what's on it. I know there's cheese and meat, but I'm not sure what kind. It's gonna be awesome. And just so you guys know, we bought that loaf of bread at the grocery store. When we got back, we realized that we forgot the loaf of bread at the grocery store. So this is gonna be our first meal, and I'm so excited.
this is a piece of pizza for sure. Very crispy crust, nice cheese, sweet tangy sauce. First bite impressions, very good.
And I got a sandwich bigger than my face. It's got all the meats. I see some vegetables. It's got all the cheese. Going for it. Bread's made fresh here. Oh boy. That bread is delicious. It's crispy. It's chewy. It's dense. But also has a nice fluffy interior. And the toppings aren't overly salty. Great flavor. This is great.
I feel like it's so sad that I had to come to Costa Rica to get a decent piece of pizza. So we're eating this food at the Tamarindo night market, but they do have a standalone restaurant right here in the square called Masa Madre. So you don't have to wait till the night market to try this food. You can go anytime. These all look like hats David would love. We're going to try and find some spot to hang out and see if it stops.
Well, we got big rain coming down, so we're kind of hunkered over by the bar. We'll try and show you more of the market if it dries out a little bit, but right now everybody's covering down because they got a lot of wares, they got a lot of food, they got a lot of good options. But with the rain, things are getting soggy. So now it's time for us to get a little soggy. If you don't see us again, we'll see you tomorrow.
Back from the night market, now we're just relaxing in the Airbnb pool before we go to bed.
Good morning, first timers. We're back for day number 2 of our Costa Rica trip. Yesterday was a great day. We got settled, we landed, we checked out the grocery stores, we went to the night market, which was an absolute blast. Great food, great crafts. It was awesome. There's dancing, there's music. We just really enjoyed that. We also just popped around town a little bit to kind of get a lay of the land, but today we're gonna head into town and hit up a local breakfast spot.
We are at Cafe Tico. We're gonna grab some breakfast. It's a little breakfast and lunch spot, coffee, fresh juices. I am sitting in front of a fan, so sorry if the sound is not great.
So this is our first traditional food here in Costa Rica, and this place has a huge menu. It's primarily breakfast and lunch, but they also do a bunch of smoothies, they do juice shots, they have coffee, all kinds of specialty coffees. But I went with the traditional black. Terry and I are both getting a ginger shot so we can stay strong while we're out here.
Bottoms up. Ginger, maybe turmeric, orange. That's really good. I feel healthy already.
And then I'm going with something called the poor man's breakfast, and Terry's going with breakfast tacos. We're keeping it simple because we do have more adventures going on today. Everybody's really friendly here. The menu is in Spanish and in English, so for those of you like me whose Spanish isn't that great, you're able to see everything that they have on the menu in English.
These are 3 pretty massive tacos. Very fresh, a lot of flavor. That cheese is amazing. I can't wait to try some of these sauces on it as well.
Terry went for a breakfast that's big enough for probably 4 people, and I'll probably have to help her with that in the end. But I went with the 4-man's breakfast, a little simple. I went 2 eggs, roasted potatoes, bread, a little guacamole on the side, and then some stewed meat. I have to try these potatoes. Garlicky, nicely seasoned, delicious. And then these caramelized onion and this beef. Oh man, that is absolutely delicious. When you come out here, you gotta check out Cafe Tico. This is a great breakfast or lunch spot.
We're checking out a farmer's market. The farmer's market that we're going to today is the Saturday and Wednesday farmer's market. It's located at the skate park in downtown Tamarindo, across from the Roof Pizza and Bar. If you don't know how to skateboard, don't worry, there's also a park for the kids here. We did stop at the Thursday night market, and that one focuses more on food, bands, and having a great time. The Saturday market is a little more laid back. It also has food and crafts. It has yoga and some fruits and vegetables that we really need right now. Unfortunately, we did show up just a little bit too late for the yoga session, which runs from 9 to 10.
The market's supposed to run from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Wednesdays and Saturdays. They do tell you, don't show up right at 8 o'clock. That's when people are setting up. It's a Pura Vida lifestyle, so ease in. We're showing up about 10:30, and it looks like it's going pretty well right now.
Welcome, bienvenido a mi galería, Galería Oscar. Arte expresionista, poesía, filosofía, conceptos, concepts. Welcome Tamarindo, Q Life.
There's so many artisans out here that are handcrafting things, just making things out of metal and painting. It's beautiful. It's really awesome. And they have a huge produce section in the middle.
This market is so big, it just keeps going. The fruit looks so fresh, and I also saw some bikinis that I'm gonna check out later.
I couldn't walk by an empanada stand without getting one. Got a giant beef empanada and then this piping hot cup of black coffee. It smells so good, but boy, it's hot. Oh, that's a great nutty sweet flavor. Straight black, like I like it, but packed with flavor, and I could feel the caffeine surging through my veins. But don't worry, we actually have a tour coming up where we're gonna be doing a day-long tour at a coffee plantation. Now, time for the empanada. Handmade, it's flaky, nice chewy dough in a good way, and packed with beef. This is a great way to start the morning.
We are here in the rainy season, so like most days, it just randomly started raining, and everyone's scurrying to cover up their wares. Somehow I always find my way to bikinis.
The rain broke just long enough for us to stroll down to the end to get some refreshing, revitalizing detox juice. Now, this stuff was awesome. They had free samples, but I had to go with the Beet Detox. It's earthy, it's sweet, all the good things I need to start flushing out all the bad stuff I've been dumping in this body.
Double fisting like a healthy champ.
Well, the rain didn't hold up. It's dumping again. So we're gonna try and find some shelter. We might have to take off because we're starting to get pretty soaked. We decided to leave the market because it was raining too much. Then it stopped again. But we're gonna stop over here at Breaking Bread to get a sandwich, some coffee, see what else they have to offer. We found the perfect Breaking Bad themed coffee shop and bakery right here in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. There are some items on here that are named after characters, so we definitely had to go with that.
We got the Juicy Jesse's chicken sandwich. It's fried chicken, bread, lettuce, tomatoes, all the good things.
We also went with their homemade croissant. We went with almond and chocolate. I got coffee, and then Terry got a smoothie called the Gringo. I've had way too much coffee since we got to Costa Rica, but it's not stopping. I love this stuff. I like it black, hot, wet, all the things you need in a cup of coffee.
Caffeine.
Oh, and the caffeine. Oh, that one has notes of chocolate and roasted nuts. This is a really good cup of coffee.
Got my healthy green smoothie, lime, basil, I can't remember what else. It's pretty refreshing. Got a lot of lime flavor in there and basil. It's good. Would recommend.
Might look a little off-putting with it separated, but it's kind of fun to be able to go through the different layers to get down to the sweeter undertones at the bottom. But this is interesting.
It doesn't look good, but it tastes really good.
Before we jump into the croissant, I gotta take a bite out of this chicken sandwich. It's massive. It's a few layers of a thin chicken cutlet fried to perfection.
Looks really good. Let's dig in.
That is packed end to end with flavor. It is delicious.
The chicken is so tender.
You got nothing on this, Popeyes. And don't even try and step to this Chick-fil-A because you're gross.
Tell me how you really feel.
You also get this spicy chili concoction. I already tried it. It is spicy, packed with flavor. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a dollop, but this doesn't need any more flavor. Damn, Gina. This chicken sandwich is doing work.
Highly recommend. The bread's really soft. They really know their sandwiches around here.
This might be the best thing I've eaten here in Costa Rica so far.
Wow.
I can't say enough good things about that chicken sandwich. What they're doing here with chicken and bread, it's out of this world.
And that sauce, even though it's hot, you definitely have to put just a little bit on the sandwich. It totally makes it.
But now it's time to shift gears over to the croissant.
This thing is also massive.
Huge. They don't skimp on the size. And I know we've been hitting a lot of different places, and one thing you should know about Tamarindo specifically is prices for food and drink are pretty high. We've said it before, but there is a level of sticker shock when it comes to the cost of food, especially if you're going out to eat. But in this instance, the portions are huge. You're getting a really good value for the price of this sandwich and this giant croissant.
The quality is definitely there. Cheers. That chocolate's really nice in there. It's not too sweet, creamy, buttery and flaky.
That's what I really love about the food here, especially the sweets. They're not crazy sweet. It's a responsible level of sugar when you come to the things like a sugar glaze or chocolate. But this croissant, made in-house, flaky, buttery, crispy, soft, chewy. All of the adjectives to describe an amazing croissant.
Look at all these layers in here.
We're gonna wrap this up, but don't worry, we'll see you later on.
We're gonna check out another grocery store because, as you know, David forgot the bread at the last one. So we're going to Vindi. It's got a grocery store, bank, and a pharmacy, and it's just north of the traffic circle. This one's a little bit smaller, but it's real clean, and they have a ton of stuff in here. A lot of fresh produce.
Loaf of bread secured. I can't wait to make a grilled cheese sandwich out of this. That grocery store is pretty good and it's really convenient, but just be prepared for the sticker price on some items. Like a package of bacon was almost $12, cheese was about $10 for a package, but you can get things like limes where you get 5 of them for 40 cents. But stick with us, we got a whole bunch of other videos coming up on this Costa Rica series. Thanks again for following along in this episode and join us next time when we try something else new for the first time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. First timers.
High five.